Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. For today's video, I'm excited because I have the 2023 Honda HR-V EXL. I'm going to show you around this vehicle, then we'll go ahead and take it for a drive. As always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications. Let's get into this video, shall we? Looking on the outside of a 2023 Honda HR-V, starting off this your key fob design right here, you can see it's very different from the previous generation. I do like the new design. Looking at the exterior, I do have to say though, if you look at the previous generation, it was more of like an angular design. I do like this generation a lot better because it's a lot more of a mature design and it's a little bit more aggressive with the black accents right there. Now, a lot of people do say that it does look kind of like a Ford Escape a little bit. I kind of do have to agree with them, especially with that front grille down there. This is definitely something that's not a typical Honda design right here, which I honestly like, something different from the lineup. Now, looking up front, you have full LED headlights, LED turn signals, LED low and high beams. This is a modern steel exterior color. Looking at the tires right here, you have 17-inch shark gray rims. We're in 215 width tires. I do like the black body cladding right there around the wheel arches and around the lower body down there, as you can see. Now, this one actually grew 9.4 inches over the previous generation, now stretching at 179 inches long. You have LED turn signals on the mirrors. I do like how the bottom portion right here is blacked out. You have a moonroof up top with keyless entry for the front door handles. Here's your window sticker right here. This is a EXL trim with all-wheel drive. Now, all-wheel drive is a $1,500 option for all HR-Vs. Gas tank is on this side right here. Coming around to the back, I do have to say this does remind me of the Acura RDX a little bit. Kind of the way it like tapers off, and as well as the taillight design. Exhaust tip is hidden down there, down below. Single exit. Little chrome trim going across the body. The black diffuser. You have reflectors. Your brake lights are up there. I do like the clear like smoke design. That is a pretty good feature of the HR-V. And of course, for the all-wheel drive badge, it's a little sticker right here under the rear windshield wiper to let you know that it is a all-wheel drive model. Here's your third brake light. Opening the tailgate, you have 24 cubic feet of space, which is the same as the previous generation, but most of the space went to the interior accommodations. Let me show you guys under the hood of the HR-V. You currently have one engine offered currently. It is a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Let's find that release. There we go. So you have a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, produces 158 horsepower and 138 pound-foot of torque. You are getting 25 in the city, 30 on the highway, and 27 combined. It is connected to a CVT continuously variable transmission. Now let's go ahead and check out the interior. Now I have the seat adjusted for my frame at 5'6", so I'll give you guys a good reference point. Stepping on in here, wow, you can really feel like the additional legroom versus the previous generation. Now I have about 3.5–4 inches of legroom. As far as headroom goes, about 2 inches of headroom. And I do like the LED illumination that you have. It is like a touch sensitive right there, so you touch it and it'll shut off. I wish there were air vents for the rear, but as well as charging ports. That's something I think I really would have wanted to see in a vehicle at this price point. You have a map pocket on this side, window controls on this side. Of course, you have a center console right there, the armrest. Here's a look to the front cabin. Let me open that mirror for you guys so you can see that. Let me show you guys the cockpit of the HRV. Looking at the cockpit, you can see you do have power seats, fore, aft, and back support. Your window controls on this side and your mirror controls, automatic for the front windows only. Over here is your traction control. Your hood release is down here with your gas and brake pedal. The steering wheel is tilt and telescoping. Now looking in front of you, you can see that the whole overall interior appearance is very similar to the Civic, which is a good thing, of course. And it really is a big upgrade versus the previous generation, which was very dated. This is really like bringing it into the modern era of times. Now looking right here into the center console, you do have a half digital display right here. So right here from the speedometer over is digital, and you have an analog speedo on this side. There's your tach over there. You have your different presets right there, so you can change the brightness, your content, drive assistance. You can also put up your all-wheel drive torque so you can see where it's sending power. So you just hit the home button to cycle through the different settings that you want to put on the center screen. Put your miles per gallon, trip information, your radio functions, phone, as well as navigation settings for your heading and point of direction as well. Now over here is your light controls, wiper controls, and over here is how you control your Honda sensing technology, which we'll try on the road. So you get your full suite of adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, the blind spot assist, automatic emergency braking, and etc. Looking right here, you can see this, your push button start to turn on the engine. Now this is your 9-inch display right here, and it is on the EXL trim. Now it does come with wireless CarPlay, so we are going to try that out. So we'll go ahead and hit smartphone connections. We're going to connect, go into Bluetooth. We're going to see if HRV comes up in the settings. Connect new device. Honda HRV has been selected on my phone right there. You're going to hit pair, allow. As you can see, it's paired right there with no problem at all. I do have to say though, the Honda pairing is very easy to use. Now while we have it paired up, we are going to try an audio test. Yeah, you got to use CarPlay right there. Alright, as you can see, it loaded up.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.
As you can see, the Apple CarPlay works very good, and of course it's wireless, so you don't gotta worry about plugging in anything to your phone. It just goes right there over the air, which I think is a cool feature. Now looking at the 9-inch display right here, so you hit home button and you see you have all of your different presets. So you have your apps right here, your different functions right there, your general settings, vehicle displays, sound controls. Right there's your Apple CarPlay. You have your Sirius XM with the rewinding and AM FM radio. Your trip computer right here on this side. I do like the addition of a back button in case you make a mistake. It's like right here on the side. You don't have to look through the whole screen to figure out where it is, but it's right there on the side. This is for your USB integration. This is your general settings right here for the vehicle. You can change the display, make it bright, and so on. You also have your camera, your backup camera. You can change the guidelines to be on, or you can have them be dynamic or fixed. Looking right here in your vehicle settings, I do like the graphics of the vehicle settings feature right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you actually have pictures and different views of the HRV instead of just having like a physical like look of it. So to show you just a random tire or just like a light control right there, like a light stock. This is actually like elements of the HRV. So you see you have keyless entry. You can customize all that if you want the beep or not. Your driver assistance setup, you can customize all that. You also have traffic sign recognition and a speed limit warning if you go over the speed limit. Your different light setups for your light delay when you lock the vehicle, window settings, as well as maintenance information. Over here you have a compass for your heading, system updates, different shortcuts, and you have a nighttime and a daytime mode for the screen right here. Now over here you do also have presets down here for your phone and your radio. This is your Bluetooth as well as Apple CarPlay for using it on the fly. Display. This is your volume control right here. I like how the design is. Track forward and track back. Looking down here you can see I do like the design of the kind of sweeping air vents that go across the whole front dashboard right here. There's our air vents. Your hazard button is right here in the middle. You have 3-stage heated front seats, and it does also come up in the center screen right here in your line of sight. Down here you have a dual zone automatic climate control with independent zones. Down here you have a USB port with a wireless phone charger. I'll put my phone on there, see how that does. Turn it on. Guess it's a little camera shot today, but down here you have 2 cup holders. They are pretty good size for American market. Now I do like the padding and the stitching though around this center console right here. The leather is very soft and smooth, as is the leather over here on the center right here and on the upper trim, and right here where you rest your arms at and your knees. I'd have to say they did a very good job improving the interior feel and quality. Putting the vehicle into reverse, you have your backup camera with dynamic lines, with trajectory, and you also have parking sensors front and rear. You can change the angle of the display right there. Rear cross traffic alert, daytime and nighttime mode for the center screen. And you have drive, you have a sport, and you have a low mode. Looking further down, you have your drive mode selection. So you can see it right here when you toggle through the screen. You have normal, eco, and a snow mode. You also do have a hill descent function with a parking brake, as well as a brake hold feature right there. Now I do have to say, I do like the center console of the HRV. Scooting over right here, you can see it's like a floating center console design with 2 USB ports on this side, as well as this side right here. And you do have storage down here, so you can throw your phone right there, and it's right here. So you're driving, you grab it, be like, okay, see the message, and then get back on the road. Down here, you do have your center console right here. This is a pretty good size for this size of vehicle. You got a glove box over here, which is a pretty good size. Could be a little bit bigger, but it's a small detail. Looking up here, you do have a auto dimming rearview mirror. with LED illumination. And moonroof controls up top. This is how you open the moonroof. The sunshade is manual. And you can also tilt the moonroof as well. Now looking right here, you have your mirror visors on this side with illumination. How y'all doing? Overall, it's a pretty good view. But honestly, I do have to say though, the HRV versus the previous generation is a lot more improved. But we are going to go ahead and take for a drive and see how the HRV does in the real world. Alright, we're setting off in the Honda HRV. We are starting out in Eco Mode, which is for maximum fuel economy. Now, in the first few feet of driving the HRV, I do have to say that the vehicle is a lot more sturdier, is the word I'll probably put for this new generation. The previous generation wasn't bad, but you could tell it was definitely getting old. It was like dinosaur old. But this interior, though, the improved screen, the graphics and everything is just nice. One other highlight I do have to talk about is the materials. The materials, the leather, very soft, and there's a lot of it. I honestly have to applaud Honda for putting nice materials in the HRV. Now in Eco Mode, it drives fairly normal. And CVT just goes about its business. Now visibility is good out the front as well as the sides. The mirrors are a good size. They could be a smidge bit bigger, but small detail. You can see out the rear very good. Now a little bit with the C-pillars, just a little bit blocked because it does slope down a smidge, but now it does have the 2-liter, same 2-liter as in the Civic, the same horsepower rating, but it's connected to all 4 wheels. You know, it's funny, I was recording, I was thinking while I was doing the walk around, I was like, wow, this looks like a baby Lamborghini Urus. So you got Genesis with the GV80. That looks like a Bentayga, but then you got this that looks like a Lamborghini Urus. And like literally just dawned on me, wow. Now we're going to try out the driver assistance technology on the highway, as this has the full suite of it. Now in city driving, this is rated to get about 25 miles per gallon. You can see it's very smooth. Of course, I have a driver attention warning right there. If you veer out the lane a couple times, it will tell you to take a break. I'm gonna put it in this all-wheel drive distribution mode. Majority of the power is going to the front wheels. We're going to go ahead and hit the back road and see how the HRV does. Alright, we're heading on to the back road in the HRV. So you can go ahead and put it into its normal and then put the gear shifter into its sport. Hear a little bit of VTEC. Now we are going to try a quick acceleration. So you're going to turn off traction control. And we're going to brake torque it. That was about, if I had to guess, maybe 8 seconds, 8 to around 9 seconds. Now, currently, I'm not sure what the curb weight is of this vehicle, but it shouldn't be that much heavier than a Civic, like a hatch. Just maybe tack on maybe 200 pounds with the all-wheel drive system. We're going to try one more acceleration where we just floor it instead of brake torquing it. So we're going to try just flooring it and see how it does. It's a little laggy on the initial take. That was about 60 right there. I don't know, it was a little bit laggy though on taking off. It was literally about a 2 to 3 second wait before it actually like took off. And it's weird because this isn't turbocharged, but I'm assuming because it's naturally aspirated and all the power's up top. I don't know. But you can see this is a rear all-wheel drive system, so you can see actually the power really shuffling forward, like the all 4 wheels. Now there's a couple like all-wheel drive systems that'll be front-wheel drive majority of the time, and then when it detects like slip, it'll go into like an all-wheel drive setting. But this, on initial takeoff, was pretty good, getting all 4 tires to the wheels, to the ground. Now I do have to say, I do like the suspension. Now there's a McPherson strut in the front, and there's multi-link in the rear. And went over some bad pavement back there, and it really did just go over. No problem at all. Between that and the 17-inch rims, with the bigger sidewall of the tire, it really just soaks up the bumps and the bad imperfections in the road. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the highway and see how the HRV handles. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and enter the highway in the HRV. Now, a couple things I did want to speak about while I sat in traffic for a few miles. I do have to say the car is actually very smooth, no problem at all. Couldn't hear much like wind noise outside or elements. It was just fine. But now we're entering the highway. Let's see that trip computer says. Okay. About 19.8 without shenanigans. See, the lane keeping assist is doing a very good job. Even coming around the corner right here, coming onto the highway, I can feel it like turning the steering wheel to keep you in between. See, look, give you a little shimmy through the wheel as well. Just gonna plop it in the sport real quick. See the power. Alright, so we're going to try out the driver assistant. So this does have adaptive cruise. So you go ahead and activate that. Alright. Right now it's set to 65, so adjust that. And we'll decrease the following distance from 4 down to 2 car lengths, or even 1 actually. So using the camera right there and it's following this Honda Civic. And that was a coincidence right there. So as you can see, it's following new traffic. And there's literally no problem at all. Like, it's doing a good job at it. Now the lane keeping assist is very aggressive, so like you go just a little bit, it'll just shimmy or shimmy and it'll pull you back. Now at the higher speeds you can't hear the road noise as well as a little bit of wind noise, but the wind noise has actually been minimized and it's more so I hear tire noise. But let's go ahead and take our exit. Now what do I think about the HRV overall? Now overall I think that first of all for the price point and like the segment, I would like to see a little bit better gas mileage, to be honest. I mean 25, 30. I would like to see like them break the over 30 mpg mark. That's for a highway, and probably get like maybe high 20s. So maybe even like 27 maybe, and about 32. That would have been probably a better number, but overall it's not a bad vehicle. Now I do like the material appointments on the interior of the HRV. The softer leather everywhere, and of course you have the new 9-inch display right here, which is the latest Honda design. Infotainment, of course you have the wireless CarPlay capabilities and as well as Android Auto. And I do like the sweeping design overall throughout the whole interior. You got the air vents that sweep across, the nice materials. Overall, it's a nice atmosphere. And of course, you have the cool center console right here. It's almost like a floating center console. It's kind of like a spinal cord right here. You got some storage right here to put something in, 2 USB ports. Where in a lot of cars, when you go to find a USB port, you're like looking right here in the driver's line of sight. With this, Oh. So with this, you can actually just get your USB port if you're the passenger from that side. And speaking of the engine tone, now, to be honest, it's a little bit drony, like when you're at low speeds, but once you get above like the 4 grand RPM range and that kind of VTEC kicks in, it gets a lot louder. Put it in a sport. I'm just going to floor it. Of course, traction is going to be on for this one. I'm just going to floor it. See how she does. Yeah, VTEC. Now overall it's more than enough acceleration, like I said before, but it's the gas mileage that honestly really gets me. That's what I think Honda could have probably improved upon a little bit better. You know, even like they had like auto start stop technology or something similar to that nature. Alright, see how the turning radius. Hey, the turn radius is good. Overall, the car drives better, it rides better, it's a lot more smooth. You can really feel the difference though with the suspension, the McPherson struts, as well as the multi-link suspension. Now overall for the next year or two, it's going to be exciting seeing what Honda does with their entire SUV lineup. So you have the new HR-V, the CR-V is also coming as well, and then I'm sure a Pilot and a Passport and a Ridgeline and all those are also coming as well. But this is just a little glimpse of what Honda's going to be up to in the next few years. And of course they have a new Accord coming as well. So yeah guys, that is going to wrap up my video on the Honda HR-V. As always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And also follow my Instagram, Chris with Cars 2, to see what vehicles I'm reviewing or driving and to be updated. As always, please be sure to, I already said that, but I'll see you guys in the next video.